If you've played a trading card game for any amount of time, you know there is no thrill greater than opening a fresh booster pack. The sound. The feel. Some would even say there's a distinct smell to it. It all culminates into a huge rush of serotonin as you one by one reveal the treasures that await.
What's up, YouTube? This is Galactic.
Not only are booster packs exciting to open, they are also one of the most integral parts of a card game cycle.
The Boom Diva, the Melodious Choir, and oh, nice! Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, one of the cards I was really hoping to get.
When people open booster packs, it keeps the secondary market alive and healthy, allowing players to have access to any card they can imagine, just at a few clicks of a mouse.
So, today, it looks like you can scam us. I actually bought two. We can kind of take a look here. So we have, Broad Bull, Check 9, Titan Warner.
Websites like eBay and TCG Player have given duelists the ability to have access to just about any card they can imagine. But what if these tools didn't exist? What if I built a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck from scratch, only using sealed product?
Oh, yeah.
My man.
Oh, hey there.
How you doing, bud? Can I get 3 of the new Yu-Gi-Oh structure deck?
Alright, so here's the rules. No trading. It would be very easy to trade away some of the more expensive cards that I pull from booster boxes that aren't a part of the final build. But again, that would be too easy. No buying individual cards online. Again, it's too easy. On a budget of under $40 a week, the only thing I have standing between me and a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck is a bunch of booster packs and the heart of the cards. This is sealed only Yu-Gi-Oh.
Every journey has to start somewhere, and I've got 3 of the Order of Spellcasters structure deck. I've never actually opened one of these things in my life. I don't even think I've actually seen what's in it. I guess we'll find out together. All right, crack this bad boy open. Okay. Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic. This guy looks sick. I don't actually have any clue what's in this thing. I've never opened this before. What? Get this out of my face. So I'm gonna look through this and see what we're working with. We gotta put 3 of these together to make a start of a competitive deck. So hopefully we have some good cards in it. Off to a good start though, this guy's amazing. Wait, this card's actually like not bad either. This card's really good too. I've read this thing before. This card's crazy. I don't know, these Endymion cards aren't that bad. This actually isn't a real deck like the Endymion, but they have some really decent cards. Like I've read this Dwimmered Path before. This has potential just in general. Target 1 spellcaster effect monster in graveyard, add to your hand. That's kind of cool. And then this is the only extra deck monster, the only link monster of the set. Daybreaker, the Shining Magical Warrior. What a boss. Magister, Servant, regular Endymion for some reason, alright. Crusader, Defender, Cerberus, Medusa. Oh, you mean they couldn't give me Master Cerberus? Alright. Magic something, Exemplar, Abductor. Oh, this is cool. This is cool that this is in this. One of the better cards I utilize is Spell Counters. I definitely think I'm going to be using this card in like early iterations of this deck. Disenchanter. Never seen this card before in my life. Apprentice Magician, Demok, Luna. Oh, cool. Summoner Monk. Blue Boy in common. Nice. Undertaker. We want to play some oh, whoa, what? I didn't know Jewel Unlock was in this deck. This is crazy. I mean, this card's kind of okay, I guess. I guess it's just like another way to like accumulate spell counters like the Citadel, considering it's also technically the name of it. So I guess you could use it with the big Endymion guy here. But like the second effect, a spellcaster has to be destroyed by battle, and then you can remove 6 to special summon 1 dude from your deck. Special summoning from deck is cool, but 6 is a lot to ask for. And battle too, not to mention that. The Citadel, and then the Spell Power Grasp. Arcane Barrier, I remember I kept trying to make this card work in spell books, which speaking of which, back in the day I kept trying to get that, what is it? It's like a draw 2 or something like that. It's actually a draw 4. I don't think I've ever resolved that one time, but I thought it was cool. Secrets, Power, and Wisdom is our spellbook package. No knowledge? Who am I kidding? Knowledge was probably a little bit too good for this structure deck. I guess these are okay though, being able to dodge spells, traps, and then boosting by 1,000. I mean, your Endymion guy's already pretty big, but Boosting and searching, not bad. I think I might be running this engine. Magical Blast, Dimension, Terraforming, that's a what? Left arm offering and pot. This structure deck's crazy. I think this is the first reprint this card's gotten. And it's a common in a structure deck, nuts. And then for our traps, we got Magical Bestiamorph. What the heck is this? Yeah, never mind, that card's like really trash. Unless you have the extra counters floating around somewhere else that you're able to take off of, like I think the Citadel works that way. I don't think you're ever adding a spell from deck to hand with this thing. Give yourself a couple more spell counters, extra buck, Gaga Shield, and then Circle. I don't know, actually, this isn't that bad of a structure deck. I'm surprised, there's a lot of good stuff in this. All right, give me just a second. I'm gonna crack these other two here and then we'll get building. All right, let's break these down, break these apart, try to build a 40 card decent deck out of these. Do I play this? I definitely think I do. This guy's kind of really good. We'll play that. Let's take all these good ones and see what we're working with. Definitely 3 of these guys. Yep. Do I want to play a third of this thing? I don't even know if I play this thing. What? Yeah. All right. I think I'm happy with this. All right. I'm gonna give you guys the quick rundown on the deck list here that I decided to build. I'm kind of confident with it. I don't know. I feel like it's going to do just as well as any other deck you built with 3 structure decks, nothing else added. But I'll go over real briefly what I decided to pick so you guys can be up to speed. 3 of the big boss, Endymion. This guy's like super easy to summon and he's like super crazy too. Really good card all around. It's going to be difficult for people to get over this when you put a spell counter on him. Can't be targeted or destroyed with a spell counter on it. Crazy. This guy's awesome. Then I play 2 Reflection of Endymion. This guy is also pretty good too. You can summon this off of Magician's Circle too, which is super important to keep note of because it's less than 2,000 attack. I think those are the big guys. And we got Servant, which Servant's absolutely bonkers. This card's crazy. Gotta play 3 of that. And then 3 Magister as well. Pulling from the extra deck, recycling these Endymions and stuff. Not going to be too bad. I think Magister, excuse me, takes the cut to make 3. Then 3 Abductor, definitely a crazy card. I'm surprised this is actually in there. Just essentially another searcher for all of our pendulums. Once we get 3 counters, this card's crazy. Definitely put that at 3. Double Luna, not a lot of removal in this deck besides the big boss monsters. I guess having another way just to normal summon a dude. Not only does it search a copy of itself, but then it can potentially just bounce something from the extra deck if our opponent doesn't play 2 copies. Not bad. Double Blue Boy, don't want to play 3. And then 3 Drool and Lockbird. Again, I'm shocked this is in this structure deck. Out of all of our hand traps, we don't have any of them. This is a way to start, I guess. I guess now we have an answer for the Thunder Dragon matchup. 3 Spell Power Mastery. 3 of the Citadel. Really integral part to be able to switch around counters everywhere. And then 2 Terraforming to grab it. 2 Magical Dimension. This is like non-targeting removal for the deck. I feel like that's kind of useful to run. I don't know, maybe it's just me. 2 Desires. I could play 3. I'm still thinking about it, but 2 is what I'm sticking with now. 1 of this lab card, this barely made the cut. I don't know. This might be a 3rd Desires, but I'm gonna try this out, see if this does anything. And then for our spellbooks, we're playing 2 Secrets, 1 Power, and 1 Wisdom. I don't know, I just felt like this is a comfortable thing. Either I max out on like Blue Boys and Secrets, but I don't know. This is a good engine to be able to get spell counters on everything too, but these cards are also just really good utility cards. So hopefully they come in clutch. And then for the trap cards, we're just playing 2 Magician's Circle. This grabs Reflector from the deck. It also grabs, I guess, anything else 2,000 lower. But Reflection is the main one I was looking at. Pretty good card to grab off of that. And if our opponent doesn't play Spellcaster, too bad. That is a 40 card list. Oh yeah, and 3 of this guy. But you already knew that. That's our only extra deck monster. Maybe we can summon Daybreaker once or twice here. Hopefully he puts in work. So this deck is going to lay the groundwork for what our competitive build is going to be in the future. I plan to just soup this deck up to the max, put some Guard Dragons and some other Pendulum Magicians in this. We're going to really deck this out, make this a true competitive list from scratch. Now I guess we got to sleeve this bad boy up. What better than Player's Choice White? White for a clean slate. I promise it's not just because these are my favorite sleeves. Alrighty, all sleeved up. Let's take this bad boy out for a spin.
He's had a bunch of it in his
We're back at Top Deck. Today we're going to be taking our 3 Endymion structure decks for a spin here. We're going to be debuting the sealed-only Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I have a feeling it's going to go just as well as the last time I tried this. But either way, we did not dissolve a Lilith. We did not resolve any of the cool cards in the game to be able to draw cards. It was very upsetting. And I'm just really upset with how this day went. Yeah, I don't expect to do very well today, but the goal is to kind of just see the deck progress and see if it gets better over time. Hopefully it gets better over time, that's kind of the goal. Not sure how many rounds of Swiss we're going to be playing today. I'll let you guys know after the first one's over, but hopefully we can do okay. We'll just hop in, see how we do. Check this out. Ulti Decode Talker without the Ulti Hollow. No, where do you get this shit, man? This is like unbelievable.
Do you want to see something cooler?
You have something cooler than this?
Yes. Just not talking.
What? Wait, you have the whole set for this?
Oh, I remember these. We have fun things.
Wow, and there's the other half of it.
Oh, those weren't cut. Those are factory.
This is factory?
It came out of a box. I watched the guy pull it.
So he pulled it out of one box? Or?
Yes.
Coolest fucking shit. Do you have a dice?
I do. I have lots of dice. We can even roll the fancy ones for the camera.
Nice. Ooh, 7. I'm guessing that's the 7 as well?
That is a 1.
Is this a 1?
Yeah.
And then this
That's
is a
a 5.
5. Why is the 5 there? I don't understand. All right, you choose.
I'll go first.
All right, good luck.
Good luck.
Just finished round 1 here of locals with the new deck, and it went about as well as I expected. The recap's gonna be very quick. I don't think the match took a matter of more than 8 minutes or something like that. Game 1, I opened up pretty decent for an opening hand. I opened up like Desires, the Citadel, Servant, all pretty good cards, but I'm going against Salamangreat turn 1, and Salamangreat, this guy, he opened up the absolute nuts. He goes into his basic board, he sets Roar in another Mystery back row, and he has the basic Salamangreat set up with Gazelle back in hand and everything. He opened up Lady Debug. Really like powerful opening from him. Roar was already going to be difficult enough for me to get around, and I knew he had it. But it made it so much worse when I decided to activate Servant and then the field spell and activate a second field spell that I drew into, and then I got met with a Twin Twister. Okay, so Servant didn't get its effect, which was going to be the only thing getting me off the ground, and the field spell didn't have any counters on it, so that got destroyed as well, leaving me with pretty much no cards. I activated Desires then to follow up, which was met with the Roar, and then I literally had no cards left to play after that. So that was game 1. Game 2, I drew my 5 cards, and it was just not playable. I had like double Servant plus 1 spell, which was Magical Dimension, which was something I couldn't activate on turn 1 to put counters on anyways. I had Droll and Lock, but that wasn't going to do much against the matchup anyways. So yeah, I wasn't able to do much of anything, and I lost that match pretty quickly. I think the deck will start to come together when I start opening a little bit more product and I'm able to actually get my hands on some cards that'll increase the playability of the deck. Just getting a couple basics in the deck might help a lot. I think when I get my first set, whatever that may be, I'll start to get some cards to be able to get myself off the ground and at least get running. There's 5 rounds of Swiss today and a lot more players than normal. So maybe I'll play it out until I go X3. It's going to be a cut to top 8. I don't know the exact record that gets me there. Maybe X3s can make it in there. I don't know, we'll find out. I'll play it out, and I'll update you guys later as we go.
You should have been watching this game from the beginning, yeah.
Alright, do you have dice?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I can beat that. Nope, definitely can't. Alright, you choose. Okay. Good luck. Just finished round 3 for the day. Yes, round 3. We actually ended up winning a match, surprisingly enough. We played against Prank Kids round 2, and we drew, and we opened up a pretty decent hand. We had like double Abductor, plus like Endymion and Servant and stuff like that, or we got to Servant somehow. Actually ended up activating both Abductors, and I was able to get 3 counters on both of them, so I was able to search like 2 cards like Servant and Magister. but that didn't do too much because I had double abductor on the field. So I actually froze my scales and I wasn't able to activate anything, which was a huge oversight. So I set the Magister and passed, but luckily my opponent ended up wiping my 2 scales off the board, which was then able to like free up the scales, and I was able to make plays from there. I think I had a way to be able to like play around the scales or something if they would have stuck around, but just being able to remove them was huge. This was actually like a 25-minute game 1. I was able to put 3 Endermians on the board, 2 of them with counters, so that was really difficult to get around for the Prank Kid player. I was able to keep the big fat 3000 guy from hitting the board for the majority of the game through the Endermian effect and bouncing to negate the fusion spells, but he actually ended up resolving it towards the end of the game, but it was only able to wipe like part of my board because the Endermians couldn't be destroyed by card effects because they had their counters. So the fact that I was able to keep the 2 of them on the board was pretty much sealing the game from there. Even just having one Endermian with a counter on the field and having like another card you can bounce to negate is crazy. Like the Endermian card, the big guy, is just absolutely insane. I severely underestimated his power, but I really enjoyed playing with him. Game 2 wasn't nearly as exciting. He said he opened up like very poorly and he ended up just setting 3 pass, which is cool, I guess.
The worst hand I've ever seen in my life.
The worst hand?
Yeah.
That's good. That's what I like to hear. After we put that damage in, we passed it back to him, and he was able to play a little bit, but because he got a card he could actually make some plays with. But it wasn't quite enough to put a lot of damage on board or game me or get through my Endermian, which when he passed it back to me, the clock actually ran down to 0, and I was above on life points, despite the fact that he has Prank Kids that could burn me for 500 and also Prank Kids that gain him 1,000 life points, which would have been a huge problem had he been able to get like enough life points to just bridge the gap. But he was not able to bridge it. I think we won by like 300 life points or something like that. Not nearly as exciting of a game 2, but nevertheless, we did take it down. You're at 67, correct?
Yes.
Are you able to deal burn damage to me?
How much?
Any burn damage.
Is it game over this turn?
Yeah, phase.
Phase?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No. So I think you got it.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Cool. Good games. And then match 3 I didn't record, but we played against Orcus with like masked heroes and stuff, and I just got absolutely clobbered. I didn't expect to win that game. Although surprisingly enough, even though the games were quick in that match, I still felt like I had options, like I could actually play the deck, and I just wasn't getting destroyed out the gate. Altogether, like as a starting point, I'm like very impressed with how this deck played. I can't wait to upgrade it and start putting some new cards in it. We'll be getting to that next episode of what we're going to be aiming towards. But as for a day 1, I'm not like actually upset with this. I think we're at a good point to start. If you guys want to keep up with the progression of this deck and see how we evolve it from this basic 3 structure decks into an absolute monster of a competitive deck, be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date. I think you guys are definitely going to enjoy the series. I'm going to definitely enjoy building from scratch here. Can't wait to start buying packs. Again, we'll get into that next episode. That being said, if you guys like the video, be sure to like, comment, definitely subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time.